announcement. This could be just called Real Talk. This is like Real Talk with KV. Oh! Yo, what it do, y'all? And welcome back to another session of Real Talk with your boy KV, man. What it do, y'all? Hope everybody's doing well on today, man. It's a pretty decent day. It's Tuesday, and yeah, man. So, before I get into this episode, I do want to talk about this real quick. I want to apologize for what I said in my last video. I said that I was going to not do Q&As. Now, I have decided that I probably will do that at some point. And I've also decided that I probably will be doing reaction videos as well. I'm not sure when that stuff is just gonna come eventually. I feel like this channel is gonna be more so like of a YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? Like geared towards more of that. I'm not saying I'm gonna do vlogs. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. We'll definitely see, man. But yeah, that's more so what this is gonna be, more so geared to an actual YouTube channel anyway. But make sure you still subscribe to KVTV because we're coming back in October. Yeah, and we're gonna be having some more lessons, more impressions, and yeah. So, without further ado, let's hop right into today's session. All right, let's go. So, this is something I already know, but I've been told that I am a pretty deep thinker. And the funny thing about it was just like, you know, I do have some pretty deep thoughts when it comes to like everything. And I've always thought about the fact that, you know, when I'm on like KVTV, I give you guys like, you know, those like life advice things. And then it's just like, I could be talking and then it's just like, I want to go deeper, but it's like, I feel like I'm about to lose y'all. But today I'm about to just keep it completely real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm about to, you know, go into this. So I want to talk about relationships, relationship goals, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to start out by asking you this question. And that question is this. So, what is your goal when you're in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? What are you looking for? Are you looking to just be with somebody so you can not say that you're not single, or are you actually looking to build something with that person? Now, the problem with, you know, just dating to date, you have no goal. There's no goal. What is your goal there? At that point, you're just wasting time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never understood, like, how people can literally just date just to date. Like, that's, like, just be together just to be together. And I just never understood it, because it's like, you're wasting each other's time, man. Like, so are you guys planning on getting married one day? Like, it's just certain things like that. Like, even on like a first date, you should be thinking about like, okay, where do I see this going with this person? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you see yourself actually having a life with this person? Do you see yourself getting married one day with this person? Because that's the whole point of dating. You're supposed to be dating to get married one day. Dating is for the intention of getting married. And so when you don't have that goal, it's like you're just dating for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling people that you should get married tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying at all. But those are certain things that you should be thinking about as you're getting to know a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should never be dating a person or getting to know a person and not be thinking about those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know for me, like, I've like, you know, like talked to people, you know, not so much like got to the dating point of it. But yeah, I will think about that type of stuff, you know, just based on like, you know, how they look, and then just like how the vibe is. Those are the type of things you should be thinking about, you know what I'm saying? All those type of things you should be thinking about. And I'm not saying it's always gonna work out. You honestly, everybody has a soulmate, and you're supposed to find that one, you know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that the person you with is the one. You might, here's the thing, the one that might be for you might come somewhere down the line. You just gotta be patient. And that's what I've learned. That's why I say this all the time. I used to be very eager to get into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the biggest reason why is because people made me feel like I needed to be in a relationship. The world makes you feel like you need to be in a relationship. Like, you need somebody in your life to be happy. You know what I mean? Like, they make it seem like being single is such a bad thing. this is my advice. Enjoy your singleness while you can, because when you're not single, because once you get married and stuff like that, I'm not married, but I do know of married life because my parents are married and stuff. That's it. You guys are together till death do us part. You know what I'm saying? And let me talk about that for a second. And this is exactly why I take relationships a lot more serious, and I don't jump into something with just anybody. The fact of the matter is, I date with the intent of marrying. So like anytime I'm dating a girl, I'm thinking about like, okay, can I see myself with them down the line? And so one of the things I'm going to be thinking about is like that right there, till death do us part. And I feel like in this world, a lot of people don't take that serious. Like that is something, to have in the whole, through sickness and health, rich or for poor, for better or worse, till death do us part. Till death do us part. And it's like, people just get married and they get divorced so quickly because they didn't necessarily mean I do when they got to the altar. They really meant to say was I'll try. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's very important that you are very intentional about who you get into a relationship with. And let me just say this, when you are thinking about who you get in a relationship with, and let's say that you get your person that you're with like has hurt you multiple times and you guys have had multiple breakups. That's very toxic for one, and you're doing yourself a disservice. I personally don't think you should do that. You should put yourself in that type of space where you keep dating the same person that's gonna do you wrong. Because here's the thing: when you keep giving that same person another chance and they keep doing you wrong, you are giving them permission to keep doing you the same way. You understand what I mean? You at some point in time, you have to say enough is enough. You're not gonna just do me any type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like stop going. So I encourage, young Christians, and I also encourage people who aren't in the church and who aren't saved. Don't just be in relationships to just be in one. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be in them. Like really, and for my young Christians, really wait and seek God about it. And I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Sometimes that can be really hard. I'm a very impatient person. I can definitely say that. I grew up very impatient. It was just like, and I feel like this world has a lot to do with that. It's like, cause everything is just so easy to grab. It's so easy to get. It's like, it's always in your face. And so when God is letting me know that I need to wait on a relationship, it's like, I'm learning now to wait, but back then it was just like, okay, I just want one. You know what I'm saying? But this is why God, for my young Christians, now I'm talking to my young Christians, this is why God should be your ultimate relationship goal. Michael Todd has this series called Relationship Goals and Relationship Goals Reloaded. I love Pastor Michael Todd. And one of his biggest things, he always says, God has to be your biggest relationship goal. And the reason why is because when you put other stuff over him, then you're idolizing what you are putting over him. So if you're more interested in getting into a relationship than getting into a relationship with other people than a relationship with God, you're idolizing relationships. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, I'm trying my best. Like sometimes it can be times where, you fall off the wagon with it, like developing your prayer life and getting into your word. But that's the point of, just salvation. And that's just, it's a faith walk, and it's a daily marathon, and you just got to keep walking. As long as you are walking that thing out, you will be okay. God understands, you know what I'm saying? But keep striving for it and make him your top priority. That's just for my young Christians. That's what I wanted to say for them. And just, when you make God your top priority, then your relationships will fall into place. And I'm learning that, you know what I'm saying? And don't let people make you feel, and this is for anybody, don't make people make you feel like you need to be in a relationship. Don't make people feel like, don't let people make you feel like you need to go out and have sex. Because that's all people want to do in relationships is just have sex. That's the whole thing. And even like some people are so quick to get married because that's what they want to do. They just want to have sex. But once they have sex, it's just like, okay, that's just like an incentive. I said this the other day to somebody. I said sex is like an incentive. You know what I'm saying? Like a benefit. Barely a benefit till like when you get married, and then you have all these other things. It's like a job. You have like a description of this job, and you have benefits. Sex is your only benefit, honestly. That's it. But you gotta, you living with each description. You gotta live with each other. You gotta work on each other. If you like go about be fruitful and multiply. If you want to have kids, like share financial history and all that type of stuff. Share family, all that type of stuff. Those type of things that go on in relationships. And I want to say this last little piece, and I'm done. I want to talk about just love. So one thing about me, I love people. I don't like people, but I love people, if that makes sense. And when it comes to relationships, I tend to, love hard. And I know in my past, I would definitely say that, like, not now, but definitely in my past, like, when it came to me and, like, relationships, I had, like, a selfish love, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what I mean is like, I wanted people to love me the way I love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was very misunderstanding. I guess it's an Aries thing. I guess it's an Aries thing, but I just wanted people to, like, reciprocate that same energy, And this is what I've come to find out. And pay attention to this, y'all. So I have some very loving parents, y'all. My mother and father are probably the best parents on this planet, y'all. Honest to God, they are one of the best, like, set of parents on this planet. God knew what he was doing when he put them together. And I just must say, they really showed me a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was my mother's only child, and she really spoiled me a lot. But I was a good spoil. I wasn't a bad spoil. I would say that. But let me just say, getting that love from your mom and stuff, and for a daughter, like, let's say a daughter, like, getting love from her dad. Those are the type of figures you're going to think about when you are going out and looking for love from other people. So the very like love that you were shown from your family, it's the very love that you're going to be searching for when you go out. So for instance, if your mom and your dad wasn't as loving to you, if they were maybe in an abusive relationship, if they just barely talked to each other, if your dad was disrespectful to her mom, if your mom was disrespectful to the dad, or cheated, or somebody cheated or something, when you're growing up, you're gonna look at that type of stuff and you're gonna say, oh, that's normal. You're gonna say, oh, that's normal. They do, like, that's what my relationship is supposed to be like. Maybe a relationship is, toxic, we argue all the time. Maybe a relationship is, I just go-goes. Maybe a relationship is, like, he can cheat on me and then I'll just, like, sit back as long as I'm still here. No, you know what I'm saying? And the problem is we have a lot of people who think that and who go through that, and that it's sad. You know what I'm saying? And so when you come up against somebody who has had love, who has had that proper love from their parents, who have experienced, like, that love from their parents and stuff, and they are going to show you the same love that their parents showed you, and that their parents showed them, like being loving, caring and stuff like that. And you coming from a family who is not as caring and not as loving, you're not going to know what to do with that because you've never been used to it before. And then that is something that I have finally come to, learn. And it was a hard lesson to learn, but it sucked because it was just like, I never took the time out to really think, like, yo, not everybody like has the luxury of being loved by their parents. No, not everybody has the luxury of feeling proper love. And sad to say it, but they might not get to actually understand it, but not everybody's not going to understand the love that God has for you. You know what I'm saying? And the plans that he has for you, and that he has plans to prosper you and give you a hope and a future and an expected end. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you don't have that, it's just like, you're gonna find it when you don't understand, the proper way to love. You're just gonna flop. You're just gonna flop. You're not gonna have a healthy relationship with yourself or with other people. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, it hurts sometimes, because like I've been in relationships sometimes, and it felt like, and I felt like I was doing my best and whatever, and I wasn't used to, I guess, the energy that they would give off. And so the reason why is because, of what I just said, how they grew up. And so I encourage everybody this. If you're with somebody who may not, if people who are like me who love hard, if you are dealing with somebody who seems a little distant or whatever, or just like it's not what you are expecting, or you're getting frustrated, for one, pray to God and make sure that that's the relationship that He wants for you. And secondly, if you know it is, be patient. I will say that, be patient and be, if not empathetic, but sympathetic to the fact that maybe they might not have had the same love that you were shown. You understand what I mean? Like, cause not, like I said before, not everybody has had that luxury of being loved. And for the people who are watching this and that is you, I want to let you know that you are loved. You are loved by God, and God loves you unconditionally. He will never hurt you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And to really get to know Him, for one, and to not carry that the unloving that maybe you were not, the love that you may have been shown by your parents that was like, like toxic. Don't give that to that person that really loves you. Like, really open up to them, because I feel like it's very easy to give yourself to people who are not going to really be there for the long run. Because I know for a lot of people, if it seems like you give your time to all these people and they just leave you. You know what I'm saying? And so you put your time and effort into those people who you think and pretty much know are going to leave you, but you never give that chance to the person who's not going to leave you. You know what I'm saying? Give that person a chance. And because from that guy's perspective or that woman's perspective, I'm telling you, she is getting frustrated. She's getting like frustrated because she's like, okay, I'm doing all, he or she's getting frustrated because like, I'm doing all this and that for you, and it's like you're not reciprocating anything. I honestly did not intend for this to be that long, but I'm just gonna keep talking until I can get it all out. It's like, you feel like I'm not getting anything back. It's like I keep doing this, but you keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you'll tell them, this bothers you. This bothers you, and it's like they just gonna keep doing it. Now, if you feel like you can't deal with that and it's draining you, like really draining you, I suggest pray about it and see what God says about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you to break up with them, because that's not my place. I used to have a really bad habit of always telling people, maybe you just need to break up, and that was like when I was like maybe 17, 18. But that's because I was in a relationship, and I just felt like people just need to break up. I just wanted people to break up because I was just like, you ever just see people down the street and they always in a relationship and it's just like, must be nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, but anyways, man, that's just the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing, And I can honestly talk all day about this, yo. I might talk about it again another day, but I just wanted to get that out. You know what I'm saying? So that was a nice little session of, Real Talk with KV. I know some of y'all might want it to be longer because it was probably good, but it was good to me too. But gotta stop because I don't want to get too long and you guys get bored. All right? But make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at KV McKinley. Follow me on Snapchat at KV42. And make sure you guys follow me on subscribe to KVTV. That's what I meant to say. Subscribe to KVTV and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and ring that bell too for notification. And I'm going to be right back with you with another video very soon. Thank you guys, and peace.